It's been well over a decade since hopping into a go-kart. During my stay in the Detroit metro area after attending the North American International Auto Show's charity preview, I headed up further up north to Oxford, Michigan to K1 Speed, where I'll be doing my first go-kart races since I was like 10 or 11 years old. Hey guys, it's TRIZE here, literally, and I'm here at K1 Speed in Oxford, Michigan, as I just said in the intro. So I checked myself in, and this here is the recently renovated racetrack up in here. I believe they renovated this, completed it in late November, early December, and they got rid of a bridge that's somehow in the middle of the racetrack where you got like the ground level part of the track, and then cross over to a bridge and then head down to a downhill straight into a right hairpin turn. But it's been lengthened and they got rid of the bridge. And I do have my GoPro on with me with the official chest mount, but I'm gonna get rid of this microphone here. But in case the GoPro doesn't work out with them, I do have a helmet cam that I purchased inclusive with the race that I'm doing here, which I'm gonna be doing 2 races in total. Heading into my first ever race, I had picked out a helmet and received a balaclava, which is required to race. For the video, I apologize for the setup on my GoPro. I had the lens set to linear instead of choosing the super wide setting, which is why everything was so up close that you can only see the steering wheel and not much of the track. For the helmet cam, they forgot all about it as I realized it when I was already on the track. So anyways, here's race number 1, all on my GoPro.
Barely fit in this thing. Teamwork in the end, too. Race one in the books.
So during the warm-ups, I kept tapping on the brake pedal, which was very sensitive than I thought. That could be why that I'm 6'1". But as time went on, I got a bit better on the steering and brake management throughout this race. I only made a single pass on a number 7 car, and I was getting a run towards the end, but came up short. Couldn't see what place I finished in because the leaderboard was literally a projector screen that you see in a classroom. I believe I got in P7 based on how the carts were lined up before the race as I started from P8. About an hour later, I was due for my second race. I got the same black helmet for my first race. As I was heading out of pit lane, I flagged one of the race marshals stating that I didn't get the helmet cam earlier. I already showed proof to the cashier prior to the race, to which he only notified one of the marshals and not both of them. Unfortunately, the helmet camera I got had a fault in it, so I managed to get a refund at the end of the race on just the cameras. So anyways, here's everything on a GoPro with the correct video setup once again.
So you had the camera on. The race cam?
Did you buy one?
Yeah.
Wait, hold up real quick.
Yeah, let me pull over. Yeah, because it was supposed to be for 2 races, and this is my second one.
And you didn't get one for the first run?
No, I haven't.
Okay, gotcha. So we can refund you for that one then.
Okay, cool.
And then here, I'll turn it. There you go.
All right, thank you.
Yep.
After the brutal crash, both drivers were okay, as I've overheard. It appears that kart number 5 may have wiped out on the left curves before the S's. Everyone else avoided a stalled car, and that's where kart number 23 slammed into the back of them. Both drivers received replacement karts due to them being damaged, and we went back to green flag racing after a few minutes under red.
Alright, he's good. Hairpin. Wipe out at S's. Damn.
So, recapping my second race with the correct GoPro settings, there was some pack racing throughout the first few laps, as everyone was bunched up after the debacle with the helmet cam before the start. Had a couple decent battles, half of them where I was getting booted off my line, and a couple was me being too aggressive and semi-panicking defending my spot or trying to gain spots. There were a lot of spin-outs, which is probably why race control made us run at half power towards the final laps near the end. Couldn't see where I finished, but I started P6 out of 10 racers and may have finished 4th, the worst being an 8th, at the very start. So for my first 2 races ever in an adult kart, you'd probably expect how it went. While I didn't hella crash the kart, spin out, or did anything too stupid, all that I could say is that I did decent for my first runs. Could have been better in my apexes to reduce speed scrubbing, and better throttle and brake control in the hairpins and corners. Nevertheless, I had a good experience being here, despite the issue with the cameras, which were refunded like I said. At least it serves a way to get some real-life experience by going out and doing races like these, instead of being your run-of-the-mill sim racer like that I am. So that'll do it with K1 Speed in Oxford, Michigan. And for those who are interested in this type of content, please be sure to like and subscribe so you'll miss out on any videos like this in the future. So this is TRIZE rising up and signing out.